Hello and welcome to another episode of the Empowered Hormones podcast. I'm your host, Sheridan Decker, for those who don't know me. And today I have the privilege of speaking to Tristan and Will from the Rebel Health Academy. So thank you both so much for being here and having a chat. My first male guest, very exciting.
Woohoo. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's a privilege. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. And to have, like we're saying, to have two people on is fun. It's good. I feel like it should be done more. Have a couple people on for a chat. It's less pressure on one person.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So for those who don't know you, which a lot of my listeners won't, can you guys talk a little bit about who you are, what you do, what the Rebel Health Academy is, and how this all sort of kicked off? But I might just nominate so you don't jump over each other. Will's at the top.
We're not very good at sharing.
Yeah.
No, okay. So yeah. So you want me to go first then?
Who are you, Will?
Yeah, I'm Will or Willow. I'm the willow of the willow tree. I'm a deep health fitness, guide. So personal trainer, that's the other word for it, but we like to use deep health guide. And also a permaculture, regenerative urban farmer. So we go into backyards and start regenerating the soil in people's backyards to bring that alive. So I grew up on a farm on King Island way back when. So I've always had that connection to nature and stuff like that. Then went and did fitness, got into my fitness at the age of 19, became a personal trainer. And so that's been, I don't know, an 18-year journey of personal training, but which now I'm a deep health guide and a regenerative farming urban farmer, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know you were into the regenerative urban farming. That's amazing. That's awesome. Is that, I mean, I feel like, because you're both on Sunny Coast, which I haven't said, but like that's feels like the right space for it because there's so many health conscious people in that area as well. Like, I don't know, is it a good space to be in it? Are you living on a lot of land, or what's the go there?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, people think you have to live on land to be a regenerative urban farmer, but you don't. It's just being in your back garden. Like, literally, if you've got some garden or a bit of lawn or a balcony that you can put some plants on and grow some food and stuff like that, and make compost, and then just give it back to the ground, the soil, the mother nature, her beautiful thing that she is. You're doing it, and that's our message.
So what does your day-to-day look like? Is it in just working in obviously you're in the fitness industry still, or are you more doing the farming side of things?
So I stepped out so let me just quickly go into this bit. My brother passed away 3 years ago in October. And I just moved to the Sunny Coast, and I was like sitting on the beach meditating, and I'm like, I don't think I can help people myself anymore. I just need to heal and just get myself back. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And it just said, get in the gardens, become a gardener. So I love listening to the voices that come in and meditating, Mother Nature, whatever it is you want to call it. And then, sorry, someone just came to the front door and just threw me. Yeah. So I listened to that voice, and I got into gardening. And then from there, for the last 2.5, 3 years, I've been just delving into soil health and how I can interlink it back to health, and how everyone can live in harmony with Mother Nature, the land, and using that to get them healthy and, do all that. So I've just got back into the gym this week, coaching people.
Awesome.
So I was more the gardening side of this duo, but now we're both gardeners and health coaches.
That's amazing, because they go hand in hand so well. Like, you know, when you're thinking about someone's overall health, you think about from the whole environmental perspective as well, and all those different elements that affect someone's ability to be mentally and physically and emotionally healthy in a sense, and then spiritually healthy as well. And farming and the things you're passionate about and that connection go so much deeper than just land, food, eat, off you go. Like it is so holistic down to its essence in a sense. So that's incredible. That brings so much depth to it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And even the metaphors that work off the two, you know, we're going to be bringing our clients from the gym into the gardens, and, you know, spending some time working in with Mother Nature and taking care of the soil, and, you know, just bringing in these metaphors and these ideas that, like, you know, if the trees and the plants are stressed, if they're going through a hard time, they need extra nurturing and extra care, and yeah, bringing that back to the human.
I love that. That's awesome. So, Tristan, who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? Gee, is that a question that I have the answer to yet? I suppose I'm more qualified than anyone else to give it a go. Look, I've grown up trying to be a professional tennis player. I've spent 40 hours a week hammering away at tennis courts and competitions and scraping by to make money, make a name for myself, prove my worth and all of this side of things. And, you know, experience the breakdown and the angst and the frustration that comes with not being good enough and not living up to your own expectations. And then sort of poured that broken soul, if you like, into running my own gym and trying to help other people to be fit and be healthy and have a great experience of life, which was, you know, a fantastic 8 years of my life in Melbourne. And since the COVID lockdowns and everything, we struggled to maintain that membership and to sort of stay on our feet. And my wife and I decided that life in Melbourne was something that we wanted to let go of and try this move to Queensland that we'd been talking about and felt right sort of 4 years earlier, but never really spoke out loud to too many people about it. And yeah, during that lockdown, we just decided, let's make the leap. And it's been a big unraveling of who is Tristan Enright. You know, is he this competitive, go-getting athlete, coach dude that has to have all the answers? Is he this guy that owns a gym and teaches personal training and fitness? Or is he just a dude? Does he just go along and
a dude on the sunny coast?
A dude on the sunny coast, and what even is that? So, you know, a lot's happened since then, and I got into dancing. I've been doing African dance. I did 10 days of Vipassana, a 10-day meditation retreat, and we did 10.5 hours a day in solitude and being with my own thoughts and letting go of a lot of stuff. And yeah, I've come across this beautiful gym, Cool and Fitness, and this man Willow, who we're business partners now. And you know, we've brought our visions together, and it's just, yeah, I'm just so passionate about helping people and letting go of these ideas that feel restrictive, that I've learned through my life, and just embracing change.
So you're pretty fresh.
That makes any sense at all?
Yeah, it does. You're pretty fresh on the coast then. You said just before.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah, a couple of years maybe.
We moved up in September of 2020, my wife and I, and our two puppy dogs. And that was probably one of the first moments in my life where, or one of few, where it just felt right to leave. And we just committed 100%. And we didn't know that we were going to get a rental, but deep down we knew that we belonged there. And yeah, within 2 days we had a rental. Within another 2 days we'd booked all the proceedings, and we spent the money, relaxed, and arrived in this beautiful place called Coolum Beach.
It is amazing. I must say, it's just got this vibe to it. Because I did similar, I packed up my stuff in WA and I drove over, not knowing anyone, and just went, I need a fresh start. It's got to feel right. And yeah, you get to Coolum and you're just like, this is the place. There's just a vibe. But that means you guys have only been friends for a couple of years, where you have this presence, like you've known each other forever.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say a couple of years. We've probably been friends for what, 6 months, maybe 4 months, 4 to 6 months. But
You're
like
right, though. It does
yeah.
feel.
You have picked up on
Sorry,
it.
Will.
No, you're right. You have picked up on it. Like we'd been speaking. Maybe the first time we probably had a deep conversation together. We're like, have we known each other before? Like it was crazy, and it's just been love from there.
Yeah, it's weird because when I chat on your podcast, I was like, oh, these guys have clearly like grown up together. They've got this like childhood best friend vibe, banter / thing between them, but it's not at all. So how did you two meet then?
Well, funny story, like how Tristan said he got a rental like a couple of weeks when he was up there. The lady that was renting the house out, I went around there just to have a look at a garden as well. And she goes, yeah, I've got some new renters coming in. It just needs to be, done up and stuff like that. And so it was probably from then. And then I drove past and I saw this dude that was there. And I'm like, oh yeah, he looks pretty buff and whatever. He's walking around with no top on. And then we ended up just meeting in the gym.
It was really funny, actually. The owner of the gym said to me, Tristan, because I was personal training there and I still am, but the owners have changed. So the owner there said, Tristan, you've got to meet this guy, Will. He vibes like you. He trains like you. You guys are going to get along like a house on fire. And, I hadn't met or known Pete that long, and I'd never met Will. So it was just a really funny thing for him to say, but it was true. We've been buzzing ever since.
Yeah.
So then what birthed the idea to create something together? Because it's a big step going from we're friends and we're passionate about the same things or we like the same training style to, hey, actually, we can actually go beyond a friendship and build something that obviously helps a bigger, vast range of people.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I read like it was probably like we're 17 minutes into this conversation. It was probably 17 minutes into our first conversation when we're like, hey, do you want to do a podcast? and that's how it started. Like, I suppose that was probably the time we said, yeah, let's go into business. It was probably 17 minutes of actually just sitting down, having a deep conversation with each other. And we went pretty deep pretty quickly. And yeah, I think that's the thing with the Sunny Coast at the moment. It's pulling a lot of creative, deep thinking people up there.
Yeah.
Trico, do you want to add anything to that, mate?
Yeah, I do. Like, I just want to say that this is, I think, for both of us, right from the get-go, a relationship that has been built on complete vulnerability, a willingness to be open and ask deep questions and answer them truthfully. And it's felt like a safe space for both of us. And it's just a relationship that's continued to grow. Like we were sitting at the park the other day on the rocks by the water, sorry. And just 2 hours went by in a heartbeat. And we just had the most beautiful, deep, loving conversation where I think Will was challenging me for a period of it, but I felt safe to speak about it and just had some beautiful breakthroughs. And, we've been able to give each other this gift of just love and care and kindness. So it makes sense to go into business because it just feels like a safe space to do it and a valuable one. Like, who do you want to spend your time with in business? Someone that you really get along with well, that's got a similar vision.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So you started with this idea of, hey, let's do a podcast together. Obviously, we're both deep thinkers. We're both quite in tune. We have good chats. We should put these chats out there to the world. I'm assuming that's sort of the basis of it. Was there, like for me, I'm really passionate about women's health in particular. And my thing was like, got to educate and empower the women and get off the birth control pill and heal their guts and those kind of things. What's kind of the ethos behind the Rebel Health Academy podcast and what you guys stand for?
You go, Trico or Tree.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the ethos is Mother Nature and love. I think, we are all part of this divine world, universe, cosmos, and we are all deserving of love. And I think we're brought up in a system where somewhere along the way we've forgotten this, and it's just a matter of crawling our way back there, and providing a platform with the Rebel Health Academy to have real vulnerable conversations, and then to work with the land, to work with each other, and let go of some of these ideas and these concepts that are making us feel separated, and just move back to a space of love. I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah. And I suppose like with what you said, Sheridan, like we will focus mainly, it's not all like there's space for female to train, like you have space for males to train. I mean, yeah, but like it's showing males that they can be vulnerable and it's okay, and you don't lose your masculine. I'm just going to leave that. Yeah, that's it. It gets me sometimes. It's my dyslexic that comes in, Yeah, so it's you that you can still be soft and gentle and open up and cry and just be open to another man and say to another man, I love you, without being, as the typical, in air quotes, gay and stuff like that, and gives another guy a hug and be genuinely there for them. And we just, like, we've got a course coming up that we're going to do at a healing ceremony, ceremony called or something on the lines of like release your cockatoo. Now you got to think about that as a male. What's your cockatoo? So it's like, just love yourself as a male and be compassionate and loving and vulnerable, and being able to look in the mirror and say I love you to yourself as well as a male. And that you it's okay to cry in front of your wife or your girlfriend or your partner or just anyone, and just bring that warrior strength. Like, you can still have that warrior strength and go out and be on the footy field or the tennis court or wherever, and be a warrior and smashing it through work and stuff like that. But on the same side, you're just this gentle beast as well.
Yeah, and I think that's so important to push that message out there, because I'm thinking of all these women listening as well who would know how much their partners or their husbands or even their brothers or their fathers or whatever, how they may have put these walls up over the years as well. Like, I've got two brothers, but one definitely is not more of the warrior type, definitely doesn't let his walls down a bit, whereas my other brother's a little bit softer, a little bit gentler, will let me in a little bit more, in a sense, in that sharing. But I think as females, understanding, I guess, how to approach that with your partner or with that significant male person in your life who you're like, hey, actually, I do want to connect to you. It's okay to say, I'm scared or I'm hurting or I want to cry, or like to have that deeper connection without them feeling like she's taking over or she's got to man up or, she's taken away his masculinity, like those kinds of things. I think that's a really important conversation to open up.
Yeah, it is. And, I think it's about being open to it as well. And that's something I'm noticing on the sunny coast, is that people are really open to doing the work within, looking at the lessons that they've learned, looking deeper at why they behave and act and respond in the way that they do, and doing some of that personal work. Why do I react? And as far as having good relationships with your partner, with your man or female partner, it really does come back to understanding yourself better and being willing to go there.
Yeah, so you birthed, for better use of word, the idea of this podcast. You started the podcast, but the Rebel Health Academy is so much bigger than that, is it? Like, I know you've got the Facebook group, which you connect to people through. What else is it that, or is it just the podcast? Or
no, so yeah, it's training, it's the health and fitness, it's the nutrition, it's the gardening, it's looking after the soil, the environment. It's just your one-stop shop. Like, it's got your gut health as well as your soil health. Like, we go deep into all of that, and it just combines so nicely. So it's a one-stop shop really to get healthy, emotionally, physical, spiritually, and also to be able to go out and help Mother Nature. And, you know, the buzzword at the moment is climate change, and all that stuff that we do about getting your soil healthy and improving that. Once your soil's healthy, it just starts to, you know, pull carbon out of the air and feed the soil as well once it gets going. So, you know, what's everyone talking about is there's too much carbon in the air. So we're also about, like, if everyone can just do their little bit in their backyard, wow, that's going to help the carbon come out of the air. And it doesn't mean we all have to stop driving and eat bugs and stuff.
So when you say it's a one-stop shop, practicality wise, are you doing fitness programs for people and things as well? Like, what does the program, or how are you helping people with all these aspects in a sense?
Yeah, so I'm doing personal training locally. We've also got a 12-week program at the moment that will cover the fitness side of it, and we'll do some emotional coaching around self-help, around lifting your own sense of self, about letting go of fear, about having a deeper look at your stress and how you relate to Mother Nature, and these sorts of things, the yin and yang of your energy expenditure. And yeah, we've got the gardening as well. And it's really just all tying in together and all growing so quickly. We're definitely going to need some more employees working in the garden, and we've got men's workshops coming up, combined with cacao and sound healing ceremonies. We've got
You've got it all.
Medieval reenactment, which is going to be a men's workshop as well. And, you know, we're just embracing this opportunity to do what we love and have more conversations and more fun with it.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in here because it just came up. And within, I suppose we're just on the sunny coast at the moment, we're going to be setting up healing gardens as well. So people that come do our courses, or you don't even have to do the course, you could hear of it. And it's where we will set up just certain where clients say, yep, that's fine, I'll sign up to a healing garden. So if anyone on the sunny coast listens to that and wants to be a part of the healing gardens, let us drop us a message. But what it is that we'll take people out that want to volunteer their time. So they're giving back to the community, and it's always feels good to volunteer and stuff like that. And at the same time, they can get coached in the garden by either me or Tristan. So we'll just go out into the garden and be gardening and making the garden come alive. And at the same time, you know, you set an intention when you go out and do it, and stuff comes up. So we use the gardens as healing as well within the whole setup.
Yeah, that's amazing, because I don't know, but talk me through it. You must get a lot of clients. Like, I think about, say, women when I first start working with them and they're feeling really emotional and stuck and helpless, and they're like, you know, like, I've got all these issues, I've got all these symptoms. How am I going to progress, you know, through that and overcome that? And obviously I'm primarily dealing with their gut health, but to me, I think, well, their gut health is affecting their stress and their hormones and everything else as well. Do you see people go through that transformation of feeling stuck, lost, hopeless, you know, in that sense, and with the right nutrition and the gardening and the emotional work and those things? Do you see people move through that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose where we got the idea was, for me anyway, was I went through that process and I was like, wow, this is like amazing. And then Tree here, I sort of started getting him out in the garden a bit more and opening his world up to the nature side of it. And I'll let you speak, Trico, to see.
Being more gentle and embracing that nurturing side of myself is something that I've gone through as well. But yeah, just to give you an example, I've had a client that I've been working with for the last couple of months, and she's been quite stressed and quite hard on herself. And one of the first things we did was one of our coaching sessions was out in the garden in Coolum, you know, somewhere where no one walks. We just went in there, we sat in the dirt or on the rocks, and we just talked and we just let go of some stuff. And her first piece of homework was to grab a plant and take care of it and send me a photo. So she did that. She had a smile on her face, and that became something to build from, you know what I mean?
And it's can be small things like that. And that's what I love. Like if someone's listening going, I feel stuck and I feel helpless and I don't know where to start, those practical things of grounding your feet in the dirt, of sitting on the rocks, of watching the ocean, of buying a plant and having something to nurture and look after is so practical and hands-on. And I love that. Like there is small steps rather than, because it comes this overwhelming picture of, but there's my fitness and my nutrition and all these other things. I don't know where to start. It actually can be quite simple.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is. And, if you do start with that, just getting out and say, playing with Mother Nature, like you are exercising at the same time. So you are, your mental health, your physical health and everything's going to improve. And then once you start improving that soil and, you're actually touching some soil and get it under your fingernails, and then that goes into your mouth and then that goes down into your digestive system. And if that's a healthy soil, that means you're going to get a healthy gut at the same time. So it's just all working together and in synergy. And it's just beautiful process, I feel. And that's why we're so passionate about it.
Yeah. So Tristan, you went from this real competitive background or competitive style of training. What sort of things are you focusing now on fitness wise? Like, has that shifted, or are you still super competitive gung-ho warrior style, or where are you at with that?
Yeah, I've been working with a coach for the last 4 years, and he's really taught me, Jules Burgemeister, and he's really sort of taught me this idea of being more gentle and being soft to balance the hard, and working this yin and yang into my thinking and my training modalities. And I don't even know if I have an understanding anymore what training is. I think training is whatever you want it to be. Sometimes I'll sit on the pillow and meditate for 14 hours a week, and I might be moving in the gym for 1 hour. That feels like 15 hours of important human being work to me. Other times it might be a couple of hours of weightlifting, a whole bunch of stretching and some surfing. It's just, I'm really moved by whatever I feel inspired to do, but I am trying to keep a strong, flexible and resilient body. And I'm continuing to learn and work with Jules Burgemeister, my coach, work and have conversations with different people, do different courses, and try and bring all this together as, value that we can add to our membership group.
Yeah, I love that. Strong, flexible, resilient. Those kinds of things are really important words when so often we're pushed with, like weight loss or being slim or certain muscle mass or body fat percentage or, like all these other, which are actually more like trigger words, as opposed to when you say that sentence, I almost feel calmer in myself, because I've, been to that stage where you're so competitive and it's push and it's drive. Whereas if you change your thinking and your mindset, and it's not like you're just going lazy and going, I'm just being intuitive and I'm not sort of doing anything anymore. You're still being quite, considerate about what you're doing and when you're doing it and stuff, but it's just your whole shift has changed. And that just, I don't know, I feel like your whole body responds to that. Your brain does, your digestive tract, everything just goes, oh, you know what, we can breathe again.
Yeah.
I think it's about tapping into it as well for me, Sheridan. There's different times in the year in which I'll find myself being really driven to achieve certain goals. I might want to do a back bridge, or I might want to do a middle split, or I might want to snatch 100 kilos or something. And I'm really driven to just pick up and chip away at those goals. And then I'll notice that 8 weeks or 12 weeks has gone by and I'm just getting a little bit serious with myself. And it's not a fun, playful, let's get after it. It's a bit more of a stressing, forcing, pushing energy that I'm bringing. And it's just like, okay, well, I need to bring a bit more play to it. And can I bring the play, or do I need to just shake up what I'm doing and go with a different approach?
Yeah. And I'm going to and that is beautiful. I love that. And with our programming as well, with at TRA, we call it TRA.
We call it TRA for the Rebel Health Academy.
With
TR
our
are the first two initials of my name, and HA are the first two initials of his surname.
And we didn't even know it. We didn't even know it. That's how in tune we are. And with how we program and stuff like that, we like to try and program with the seasons. So, as autumn, winter come along, it's the more nurturing, looking after yourself. You're shedding, like, as winter leaves fall off the tree. I mean, not winter, autumn leaves are falling off the trees and stuff like that. And then when it is winter, it's cold and yuck outside. So you shouldn't be in the gym smashing it all the time. And that's when it is a great time to sit on you and meditate for, 14 hours a week and just taking it easy and stuff like that. And then, come spring and summer, it's just naturally that we want to move more. We want to get out there and absolutely start smashing it. So we at Trial, we like to go with the seasons with our bodies as well, and working with that too. So I think that's a great way of training, because then you actually give yourself time to relax and recover, and you're just not training flat out for the whole year. And that's when the injuries and stuff come, and everyone thinks you should be.
Yeah, for sure. And personally for you, Will, is it similar to where Tristan's at, focusing more on play and other things in the gym, or do you have different set of goals, or what does that look like for you?
Very similar to Tristan. I've come to the realization, I was the same. I was a competitive AFL football player, and then did some half Ironmans and stuff like that, and also CrossFit gym and owned the CrossFit and all that kind of stuff. And then getting injured and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I'm always trying to smash it, improve myself and be the best at everything. And then as soon as I just took it easy and was like, oh, what does my soul want to do today? Does it want to go dance? Does it want to do some yoga? Does it just want to go for a walk in nature? And I just started tapping into that and asking myself, instead of what I think I should be doing, like, what does my body want to do? And then you start doing the fun stuff. You start, and then once you start doing fun, like we said before, you're happy, your digestive system's better, you sleep better, everything. Then you want to eat more healthy anyways, and everything just starts to fall into place. It's just when you start thinking, like you said before, with weight loss, muscle gain, got to look like this, that's when you start pushing it and getting, I feel anyway, and the injuries come and everything starts, going to shit, if you can swear on this podcast. I have. So, so the more you just tap in and do fun stuff, the easier training is, the better you feel, the better you look, and the more fun you have mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah, for sure. And you're definitely dealing like with all those different elements as well. You're dealing with, like you said, that meditation side of things and the being outside, the recreational side of things, but then also maintaining a base level fitness in a sense as well, but something that feels good to you. It's something that kind of strips it back to how it used to be, where it's like, we're active people, and being outside is really important, and moving every day is really important, and going back to sort of those foundations rather than feeling like we have to be doing CrossFit or have to be doing certain things. Like I went through the same stage of heap of CrossFit and a heap of boxing, and really like overdoing it, because I was like, well, this is what healthy looks like, where I'm like, wait a second, pretty sure my ancestors weren't, doing CrossFit every day, and that was their version of healthy. They were moving, they were lifting, they were functional, but we've really changed that swing in our society, especially because we're on the go all the time. It's like, well, I've got 45 minutes. What can I smash into those 45 minutes before I sit down and work behind my computer all day? Like, it's just, I think it needs to be a whole, like you said, a whole life shift change rather than just one aspect.
That's it. That's what we're trying to create. Get your feet in the dirt. Creating. Yeah, that's what we have.
Amazing. So there's just so many elements there. From a nutrition point of view, what are you guys passionate about when it comes health wise? What does your nutrition principles look like?
Just get out to a farm and buy your food from a farm. Have a look at the soil, what it's like. If you're eating food from good healthy soil, that's why we're so passionate about that. And if you eat meat and you're eating cows from a good regenerative farm, it doesn't matter what you eat, whether wheat, bloody vegetables, fruit, if it's all coming from a good place and made with love, you're gonna, I think that's ours.
I think that's a really good place to start, obviously. And then if your body is coming up with symptoms of any kind, then we can look at that from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are probably, and I was, just not buying good enough quality meat, or, just eating in a hurry, really, really fast. And it's like, let's just get some of these ducks in line before we start, going crazy with it. So
yeah,
let's
anyone.
eat as,
Yeah, keep going.
let's eat as organic and as clean as we can, and go to the farms and get the good produce. And then we can do the stool sampling, and we can look at the bloods, and we can make these necessary changes down the track.
Yeah. And a little tip that we use is that, when you sit down to have some food, if it should take you about 20 minutes to eat the food. So you can fully engage in it. You see it, you're tasting it, you're like chewing it up and what it tastes like. So you fully get into the experience. So like, if you are doing that, sit down and try and eat a McDonald's for 20 minutes and see what it actually tastes like. Sit down and eat a Mars bar or a Snickers bar for 20 minutes and see what it tastes like. Like, you're probably not going to eat it that often if you do that. But if you sit down and take 20 minutes to eat a good, healthy, nutritious meal, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to be like, wow. And at the end of that, you feel so full and just energized, and it's just a beautiful experience.
Yeah, so important, because our digestion starts before you even eat it. Your saliva is being produced, and got all these digestive enzymes in your mouth as well. But when we're on the go and we're rushing through, or you're buying takeaway all the time or something, your body doesn't know that it's coming. You're not prepping food. You're not looking at it. You're not smelling it. It's not, the whole digestive process isn't starting. And then you're eating on the go as well, or we're eating scrolling, or eating, I'm classic eating while I'm doing work on my computer or things. So your body's half trying to pay attention to what you're writing on computer or what's going on Instagram, plus it's half trying to digest your food as well. It's like going for a run straight after lunch, and your body's like, dude, I'm trying to digest this meal, and you're trying to make my legs work as well at the same time. Like, we've become so detached from what, from those foundational things, and it's so easy to just let them slide, I think.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Do you both grow veggies at home then? Do you both have happy gardens happening, or do you have a community style garden, or what's the go?
I've got a garden at home. I'm not growing the veggies. There's the community veggies. I've got also, I'm friends with farmers and that who've already got established things. So I personally just go that way at the moment, because I'm in a rental place, and it's it's not ideal. I don't feel like I need to, because I go out to other people's place and help them with their gardens and have food that way. And that's part of the community that is starting, is that people that join up here, and we go in there and we do set up the vegetable gardens if they want it, or fruit trees, is that once you're in the community, it's just all like sharing. And when it's time to harvest, we all bring the food together and sit down and share it. So Can
you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Cool. I can't see you anymore on the Zoom for some reason.
Well, we can see you, so.
Oh, you can see me, but I can't see you. That's really weird. Okay, Good that I'm still here. So, I've got a few herbs around here, and I think one of the main things for us is that we've only been all in together for, I think, 7 days. So, whilst we've known each other for a long time and been fostering these ideas, we're still really new, and we've just recently gone, let's work together. Let's start Monday. We're all in. Like, I'm all in. Are you all in? Yep, we're all in. All right, well, this is what we're doing. So we've really merged all our products, all our skills, and all our offerings recently. And Will said to me a couple of times, we've got to get in your garden and do something amazing with it. So that's definitely going to be on the cards.
Yeah. And I'm building a house, so with that comes the amazing garden. So I'm pretty pumped with that. So I will have a veggie garden, fruit gardens, flowers, trees, and stuff like that. So yeah, so that will be project that will be up on the Tra.
Things grow nuts in the sunny coast. All that rain and warmth. Mum's garden, her banana trees and bloody passion fruits and everything just go crazy through certain seasons. I'm just like, whoa, because it just gets so like you've got good soil in there and off it goes. Like it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I just go around to all my clients now and what we do, and we get their fruit and veggies and stuff when it's ready to be picked, because they've got too much of it. So it's perfect.
Yeah. So for those listening, if they're not in the sunny coast, what's a good way to follow you guys, contact you guys, be a part of what you're doing, the change you're creating? How can we all get on board here?
You can join
a couple of ways.
Yeah.
They can email us at trha info1@gmail.com. They can catch us on our Facebook group, the Rebel Health Academy. They can hit us up on a podcast and leave a great rating if they appreciate it, and write some comments to check in, and get us on Instagram, either Will Harvey or Tristan Enright, or the Rebel Health Academy there too.
Yeah.
The Rebel Health Academy's got its own Instagram, doesn't it?
It does. We haven't. I don't think we've posted anything yet. It's just like we've been in the industry for ages, but together it's all just new, and we're just we'll get there.
No, awesome. It's exciting. Like it's the start of something big in a sense. It has that feeling, like, because it's change. It's not just change for you guys. You're impacting so many people, and that's where the power comes from, in a sense, is seeing other people shift.
And the system's in place, and we just launched our program this week, and it's growing rapidly. And we've just had another person from the gym today contact me and say that they're going to be part of the Healing Garden as a volunteer too. So it's just getting some really nice energy, Sheridan, and we really appreciate you having us on and sharing the love and the message. Good to be here.
That's it. We just want to bring that old school community feeling back, where people do come together and like with a harvest and share stories and laugh and play some music and have a dance and have a good time, and just be healthy that way, rather than like just the way people think you got to be healthy in the gym and smashing out and not enjoying food. So we're just trying to bring that old school feeling with a bit of new school.
Well, I love that, and I love what you guys stand for, and I love the work and change you're doing. It makes me miss not being in the sunny coast anymore, because I feel like I'm missing out. But
you'll be back.
I'll be there soon, September, a few weeks in Bali, and then I'll be over there in September and come and see it. September, I expect to see some good gardens growing that I can come pick off.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
But thank you both for jumping on. I think the message you're sharing is amazing. I think the work you're doing is amazing, and I'm gonna be like, watch this space, because we're 1 week in, or whatever it is. It's still early days here, guys, but thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you
so much.